don't worry about it. I just realized I should probably check and see if this game has any warnings on it. Store page. Is there anything we need to worry about with this game? Anything people should know about before we play? Have any of you guys watched this game be played, or have you played it yourself? Is there anything that we should put into a like warning label? I don't see anything listed here. There isn't like a rating or anything, so. Suicide and general death. Oh, okay. So could we say, I was going to say light violence. Light violence, maybe? Okay, hold on. Mild violence is what we typically say. Okay, I was like, I know that once I click on what our last warning was, it'll say. Okay. Okay. It makes me want to change it to light violence, though. Light violence. Okay. Okay. We have it in the title now. Has that been helpful? To have like a warning thing that can be procced? Is that helpful? Do people use it? Yes? Great. Okay, good. I hate horror, so for sure. Yeah. I just figure... I try to figure out how to balance, you know, like people will come in and just be here for the wholesome chat, but maybe the game that we're going to play is not so wholesome, or like specifically like epilepsy warnings. I'm like, how do we make it so that people can find out immediately if the game will potentially like be damaging for them, you know? It just feels like it's worth it to do that so people know what they're getting into. So I'm glad. I'll definitely make an effort to keep up with that. Okie dokie. Somebody should make a Twitch overlay with warning symbols. Yo, that's actually a really fucking good idea. That's actually a good idea. I wonder how you would do that in a way where it isn't like frustrating. Your BRB music is so loud compared to the rest of the stream. Is it? It looks like the levels are the same, but I can turn it down for sure if you want me to. If that would be helpful. The game is opening. I've got it muted on my end. Or on your end, rather. Okay. No, let go of it. The music is cool, though. Hold on. We'll get there in just a sec. Game. Draugen. Okay. There we go. Get a feel for that audio level. Low. Subtitles on. Stack subtitles? What does that mean? Maybe when two people are talking? I guess? Maybe we'll turn that on. Okay. Oh. Yeah, let's do it. What a weird filter. It's like film grain filter. Ooh.
The water's cold.
It's a fjord. You're not going swimming.
Boo. You're such a wet blanket, teddy bear.
You know I don't like it when you call me...
Edward Charles Hardin, Esquire.
Will you promise to behave on land?
Don't I always?
Lissy, promise.
Oh, piffle and phonus balonus, Teddy. You ought to know better than to ask.
What?
Yes, I'll behave. I'll be a proper young lady. I shan't run or climb things or laugh too loud or call anyone old bean. Aside from you. So, do you think we'll find your Betty in, what did you call this village? Gravewick?
Grovik. Yes, I do.
Why here? What's so special about Gravewick?
I know I'm
She
covering
never said, but no, my
subtitles,
sister.
but I'm worried if I hit
Something drew her
exit.
here.
But how can you know?
I just do. In her letter, she wrote about...
But that's months ago. She could have gone anywhere.
Without writing or telegraphing her editor in New York, she wouldn't do that.
Okay, cool. Phew. Okay, hold on. Let me move myself so that I'm not covering shit. Beep. Unprofessional. And also, y'all were saying it's low. Okay. Turn it up more. Okay. Let's see if that's better.
Betty's...
Oh, the cat's pajamas, the bee's knees, Little Miss Perfect.
Alice, you're talking about my sister.
Fine. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Sadarb. We all love her dearly. And Teddy Bear. Edward.
Oh, wait. Also, hold on. Is there motion blur? Can I turn that off? Yeah. No, thank you.
We will find her. Betty's fine.
That's better.
Why, we'll see her as soon as we get to shore. She'll shower you with kisses and berate you for coming all this way from Hanover, Massachusetts to the middle of positively nowhere Scandinavia way just to chase her
Norway.
down. Everything would be Jake, old fruit. Is that it? Is that Groovewoke? It looks so peaceful. And beautiful. And so desolate. Like a place built for ghosts.
Finally. I don't think I could do this for much longer.
Can't you row any faster? I'm getting frightfully bored.
Frightfully
How about
bored.
you take over, Alice?
You slay me, Teddy, old bean. Was that thunder?
Still distant. The boat will be in safe harbor by the time the weather arrives.
So you say. But I say put your back into it, because we're sitting ducks out here. Quack, quack.
I already hate her.
It's so quiet. Where is everyone?
Probably working. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but that's something normal people do.
Hardy har har.
The Fretland farm is up the hill somewhere.
Up where?
Oh, press to interact with the world. Right. Up there. Oh, point. Like to point at it.
I believe it's that farmhouse. All the way at the top.
Hot dog! Let's ankle!
Hold on. Let me read the letter from Mrs. Fretland first.
I'll meet
and-
you up there, old sport. I want to explore.
Yeah,
Let's
Be
go for it.
careful. The ground's muddy. You could slip and fall.
see you in 2 shakes.
Oh. What am I doing? Oh. I'm reading a letter.
Dear Mr. Harden, we would like to extend an invitation to visit our home. Trouble to hear of your sister's disappearance. No news to share. You'll find our farm on top of the hill. I hope I got that right. Look forward to seeing you here in October. Yours faithfully, Anna Fretland. Well, I'm here. Where are you?
Sister Elizabeth's disappearance. I have no news
Did you
to
make
share.
it to Grovik, Betty? And why did you pick this forlorn hole under the mountains?
Uh-oh.
So sprach Zarathustra.
Teddy, are you coming? I'm almost there.
On my way.
I mean, you're almost there.
Righto. Step to it, teddy bear.
Can I run? Doesn't seem like it. Ah. It's the intro credits. So no, I may not run.
Are you coming?
Just taking a break.
Hurry up. Storm's getting closer.
I wonder if there's a point in, like, doing all of these little rests. Oh, it's so pretty. I've been rowing for hours, and now I have all this luggage. I'm so tired. Oh, sound. Okay. Hans Christian Andersen. Man, you haven't been doing work for a while. How is that? I love annoying girl. Maybe she'll grow on us. I wonder what happens if you don't rest at all. Just pass out.
You're not the one carrying a suitcase.
What took you so long?
I'm not 17.
Nor are you 70. Put some spring into your step, old sport.
Yikes.
Did you see the flag? It's at half-mast. Someone died.
Oh no.
So this is it, huh? Nice digs.
She does not care.
But seriously, where is everyone?
Perhaps everyone's indoors. The rain's picking up.
You first, old bean.
Hello? Anyone there? Mr. Fretland? Mrs. Fretland? This is Edward Charles Harden, the American. We've exchanged letters.
Maybe they went on holiday and left the door open. Give it a shake and a rattle.
I can't just barge into their home.
It's not a crime if you're invited.
What? What?
Where are you going? Edward, I'm talking to you.
What? I'm gonna see if there's somewhere else before I just barge in.
Where are you going?
Is this... No? Okay.
Edward, get back here. I'm talking to you.
Excuse yourself. You forget yourself, madam.
Where are you going?
I am Tedious Barris, first of my name.
Edward, I'm talking to you.
Wow. She does not let up. I'm coming back to you. Would you calm down? Just leave her. Just fucking get back on the boat. Bye. No, we still don't know who she is.
I'm coming in. This is Mr. Harden.
I got an
Hello?
achievement called Knock Knock, and I don't know if that
Is
means
anyone
that I
home?
didn't. I
This
had an
house is
option
as
to
empty
not
as a
just walk
bird's
in.
nest in December.
This is the kitchen. Hello? Anyone there?
Hey, you want to check out the upstairs?
Certainly not. I'm going to sit down and wait for the Fretlands.
Maybe there are extra comfortable chairs upstairs. Well, I didn't want to go upstairs anyway. Ah, this is nice. Charmingly rustic. The Boston Beaumont would pay a pretty penny for this setup. I thought foreigners lived differently. This is almost like an American home.
People are people wherever you go.
Thanks, Proust. What are you looking at there?
A book.
Strange place for a book. Unless it was a terrible book that deserved a good burning. What's the title?
The cover's charred. Christmas 1922. To Ruth. From Simon. Why would someone burn this?
Like I said, maybe it was a terrible book. Is Simon one of the Freddy Landers?
I don't think so. They only have the one daughter.
I'm not gonna... Okay.
Look! Family pictures. They must be the, what did you call them?
The Fretlands.
Right. Anna and John?
Johann.
This is honestly not what I'd pictured. They're very presentable. Not at all like turnip farmers.
They're not turnip farmers. That must be Johann Fretland, master of the house.
What makes you think he's the master of anything? It's 1923, Teddy, old boy. Women can vote. I'm guessing their daughter is the master of this house. She's cute as a button. I can't wait to meet her. She's guaranteed to be more fun than you.
Hold to zoom.
There's the Stave Church.
Do you think that's where they've all gone? Maybe there's a very popular funeral.
The flag was at half-mast, but no sign of life out there.
Where do you think they've gone?
The Fretlands.
The Fretlands, the Hansons, the Jensens, all of them.
I'm sure they'll be back soon. The books are all in English.
Isn't that a bit odd?
Mrs. Fretland is Scottish, though she grew up in Olesund.
Have you been secretly communicating with Johann's winsome wife, Edward dearest?
Certainly not.
Certainly
she was the
not.
one who wrote me, because Mr. Fretland's English isn't as...
Only joking. Lighten up, old sport. Don't be such a pill.
I will be a pill. Thank you very much. I was looking in the wrong door.
Oh, those boys look proud as peacocks. What does it say there? Groovy?
Gruben, the mine.
Maybe that's where everyone is. Digging for precious jewels in the Stygian abyss.
From what I learned of this place during the brief stay in Olesund, the iron mine shut down 20 years ago. The mine was only in operation until 1902. They must have lost a fortune. An iron mine wouldn't pay itself off in 5 years.
Can we go spelunking? Perhaps we'll find trolls in the abyss. And we can
Yeah,
steal-
drink every time you hear old sport. This
There
is
was
the
a
game.
cave-in. It'll be unsafe.
Oh, boo.
Frederick and Johann Fretland, founders of the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
They're the spitting image of each other.
Twin brothers and business partners.
Who's the boy? He looks related to the other two.
Okay.
Johann Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johann sold his share to focus on farming.
That must have put a damper on their
Turnip
relationship.
farming? Right? Oop.
Tragic accident befalls the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
What happened?
The mine collapsed, killing 3 workers, including Arne Fretland, Frederick and Johann's younger brother.
That's awful. How old was he?
19.
He might be the boy in the photograph.
Operations were suspended after the accident. Foreign investors out of Frederick Fretland's mining company. Dire financial consequences for Fretland, who must have had a difficult time after his brother Johann Fretland pulled out earlier this year.
Johann was smart to exit when he did.
The timing is curious, like he knew something was about to go awry.
Why would you... I wouldn't want that in a book. Oh. It
Oof.
me.
That's a grim sight, old bean.
Old bean. I'm cute. How
I'm
dare you?
exhausted and soaked to the bone.
Let's get you to bed.
We'll wait for the Fretlands. It's only courteous.
Oh.
Betty,
Have you gone screwy again, Teddy? That's not Betty.
her
That's...
scarf. I'd know it anywhere.
It doesn't look like anything to me. It
She
just
bought it in
looks like...
Bloomingdale's the Christmas before last. When she came home that year, she showed it off. dancing around the sitting room until I got dizzy watching her.
I think you're misremembering. She couldn't make it home that year. Again.
No, you're wrong. I'm sure she was there.
Whatever. It's not like you pay any attention to me when Betty's around. I might just as well be a ghost.
Is she our younger sister? I can't tell if she's like our ward or if she's our other sister. I don't know.
Look, it is her scarf. It even smells like her perfume. Shalimar.
But what if that's not...
She's here. I'm finally going to find her.
That's great, Edward, really. I wouldn't want you to get your hopes up. I mean, where's everyone gone to? Something's not right, I'm telling you. Teddy? Edward, what's wrong?
Lightheaded, that's all.
You're having another spell. You know what happens when you exert yourself.
Interesting.
Sit down. That's an order from your commander.
Yes. Fine. I just need to catch my breath. Just for a moment.
I want you to lie down. Lie down and close your eyes. It's been a strenuous day. What with the rowing and the dragging of the suitcase up the hill.
Yes, you were very
I'll
helpful.
keep an eye out. I promise. If they come home, I'll wake you. Now, lie down. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply.
I'm just going to...
What's going on with us? I didn't expect there to be like a psychological part of this game.
Elizabeth? Is that you?
I'm now wondering if that girl even exists.
Betty? Lissy?
Lissy.
Lissy, are you here? Where are you?
Because she didn't... Fuck. Because she didn't help with the suitcase. She didn't help with the rowing. Sorry. I'll just play the game. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Betty? Elizabeth? Wait! Lissy, there's someone outside. It might be Betty. Are you... Are you in here, Lissy?
The game doesn't want me to go in the kitchen.
Lissy! Are you upstairs?
Okay, I have to go outside. That's fine. Not weird. I'm not spooked
Who's
at
out
all.
there? Hello? Betty? Lissy? I'm not alone.
I am not alone. Excuse yourself?
I can hear you.
Is there something over here? No? Okay.
Who goes there? Wait!
What the fuck is this noise? Why are we chasing this noise?
Someone there?
Do I have to go around? What? Oh, okay.
Hello?
It's a goat! Come back!
Are you there, Betty? Betty, is that you?
Goat? Betty? Oh. What?
Elizabeth, are you there?
The boat, Edward! Where's our boat?
Lizzie. Where did you go? Why did you leave me?
It stopped raining and you were sleeping, and our boat, it's gone.
The boat... What? How?
Maybe you didn't secure it properly.
I pulled it up. I don't know. I thought I tied it securely, but... Did you see Betty?
Did I see... What are you talking about?
I think... Betty... It was Betty. It was her. It must have been her. I saw her face in the window, and she vanished into the dark, towards the sea. You really didn't see anyone?
I haven't seen a single soul. Are you sure it was her? and
Yes.
Not...
I mean, I saw her face, and it looked like her.
Well, if it was her, why did she run away?
I don't know. It's getting dark. Back to the house. And tomorrow...
Tomorrow's another day, Teddy Bear. We'll figure it out. Right now, let's get you cleaned up. Look at you. You've got mud all over yourself. And then you really need to sleep. You must be exhausted. Come on.
Okay. Betty is the name of the woman that we came here to find. We claim that we've been in correspondence with people that live in this town. And that's whose house we're in now.
I will find you again.
Unbelievable. Game won't let me change my clothes.
Come outside. It's a beautiful day.
Dead plants. No one's lived here for a while. What's going on? There we go. I can't pick that back up. Ah, I can finally go in the kitchen. We brought one suitcase that only has our clothes in it. We were getting dragged through the darkness. And she just appeared out of nowhere. She's definitely not real. I'm wondering now, though, if she's like Say that our sister's dead, right? Say that Betty's dead. Is Lissy like an imaginary person based on what Betty was like as a child? Because we miss her? I don't know. Ooh, so pretty. I've already forgotten all their names. Lissy, Betty. This is the child's room. Ruth. Child in quotes. Okay. There's nothing up here yet. Nothing of note yet. Oh. I can't read it. Oh. The Draugen Waltz? Okay. Oh, Ari. Okay. We did it. We played it. Ah, I got an Achievo. Okay. Let's go outside. It's a beautiful day, everybody.
I just about given up on you ever waking up.
I was looking around the house.
So we're okay with that now? Noted.
Unbelievable.
Sleep
I dreamed of Betty. She was in the garden, and she called for me.
How about you, Lissy dearest? Oh, you know me, old fruit, wide awake at first light.
The Fretlands didn't come home, did they?
They did not. There's no sign of anyone. Aside, where are you going?
I'm not allowed to explore in this game.
They did not. There's no sign of anyone. Aside from last night's Mistwalker.
I've been thinking about that. I'd just woken up.
Where are you going?
What do you mean, where am I going? I can't go anywhere? I'm gonna die. Okay, fine.
I'd just woken up. I was groggy and the mist was thick as pea soup. I don't know if I saw what I thought I saw.
You were chasing a ghost?
I didn't get a good look. I'm not even sure there was anyone there.
Oh, there must be someone here. And I'm not talking about ghosts. Or goats. What was it you said yesterday? Maybe they're peeking at us through the windows.
I'll take a gander. The Fretlands will be home soon. And Betty's here. I know it. I feel it.
If you say so, Teddy Bear. Have you had your noodle juice yet?
I'm not rummaging through their cupboards.
You'll be a pill without your tea and toast, old bean. We need to get you sorted.
I'm not hungry. First point on the agenda. Find the natives.
A mission! Hot dog! I'll scout ahead. I'll meet you down by those houses.
Let's uncover your secrets, Grovik.
Okay. Don't worry. Way ahead of you, game. Draw? Oh my gosh, what is this? Life is Strange 2? Amazing. Big fan. Nice. Okay, there's nothing else around here. Great. Oh, okay. I was like, does it let me draw it again? That would be weird. I can focus and add more details, but rough looks cool. Okay. Let's go explore Gravik. Wince at pronunciation. Draw! More oohs and ahs music? Yes! I think I get the same drawing no matter how long I let him draw. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, cool. So I can literally just draw for a split second, I think, and get the same thing. Okay. What's down here? Can't go there yet. That's fine.
Up here, Teddy. Hey, eyes up here.
What does that mean, guys?
You gone blind, old bean? I'm in the tree.
Traitor! Oh, shit! It's not what I would have guessed.
Up here, Teddy.
I'm coming, Jesus Christ. Hey, there's a goat up there.
Hey, eyes up here. Have you gone blind, old bean? I'm in the tree.
In the tree.
It's such a beautiful day.
In the
We need
tree?
to bottle and sell this air in Boston. It's frankly medicinal.
Oh, there she is.
Careful you don't fall.
You suck the fun out of everything, old boy.
We're far from any doctor. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
That's not very likely, is it?
Thought you were scouting ahead.
What do you think I'm doing? Vantage point, like on a pirate ship. I can probably see our house in Hanover from here.
Did you check those buildings?
Knocking on doors isn't a scout's job, old bean. Where are you going?
Where I want to go. Where I want to go! I'm living my fucking life, Lissy.
What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Where are you going?
Why can't I use this? Because Lissy's mad at me? Oh my god.
Teddy, where are you going?
What do you mean? You're in a fucking tree! Where am I supposed to go? We're not having a conversation anymore. You're still in the goddamn tree. You won't let me just draw a goddamn goat? That's all I want to do with my life right now. What am I supposed to do with you? Press F?
There must be someone around.
Only one way to find out, old sport. Did you check all the houses?
No, because you won't get off my dick. I haven't checked a single house except the one that says traitor on it. Bye. Can I draw a goat now? Oh my god. I'm so mad.
Teddy, where are you going?
What do you mean? Oh my god.
Hello? Anyone here?
Why, hello, Mr. American. Please come in for a cup. No one home?
Hello?
Oh,
Who's there? Hello?
traitor house.
Anyone home? September 21st, 1923. Vi desperate. Lissy, found something here. Escalated from words to stones. Blood has been spilled. The curse haunts us all. There is no hope left in good Sforlata. Good. God. Right. In this God-forsaken place. The death of the Jiminy. Death of the children was the end of Grovik. Whatever remained of our souls departed with them. You should see this, Lissy. The letter just trails off. Was never sent.
Do I get to keep it? Does it go in my journal? I don't get to keep it. Okay.
Did you see this door closing?
It was just the wind, Teddy Bear. You're as skittish as a pussycat. There's one more house. Third time's the charm.
Anyone home?
Unless they're playing 3 strikes, you're out.
I don't think anyone's been home for a while. Someone painted the word traitor on one of the doors.
Oh, he says.
And there was a letter. It sounded foreboding.
Well, you were wrong. The villagers are not indoors.
I saw some sheds down by the water. There's the general store, the church.
In other words, time for some sightseeing?
I'm gonna draw a goat
Well,
if it kills
it's
me.
a bright and beautiful day, and we have nothing better to do.
What on earth are you doing?
Handstands, Teddy. My record is 2 minutes. I'm working on 3. Just go on ahead. I'll catch up.
It's my time. Finally. Let me draw this goat. Yes! Where are you going? Look, guys, true art is all about overcoming resistance. The resistance of Lissy. Constantly getting in your goddamn way while you're trying to draw a goat. Eventually, you just have to be like, Lissy, leave me alone. I have a goat to draw.
No trespassing for traitors.
What the fuck?
Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side?
The sign says no trespassing for a reason.
Come on! There may be trolls, or at least more houses. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
You're such a terrible bore, Teddy Bear.
Thank you.
I'll wager 1,000 clams you'll jump this gate at some point, if you believe Betty's on the other side.
Frederick Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
I just want to see my goat. There he is! What a good boy. I'm just looking for places to sit and draw now.
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years
We
ago.
literally just
I
mentioned
know,
it.
Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found.
Tilmin Om. It's a memorial. 3 men died when the mine collapsed in 1902. Georg Hatlestad, Niels Frambu, Arne Fretland.
See, this is what working a regular job. Did you say Fretland?
The younger brother who was mentioned in the article.
Remember? Remember?
Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope. A boat! Teddy! A hot dog! This is our ticket out of here!
Not without Betty. Besides, the woods rotted through. This boat isn't seaworthy. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
I don't know. I think everybody here has probably been dead for a long time, but...
There's no damage to the rope.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody cut it. I guess the knot could have unraveled on its own.
Didn't you say you used a sailor's knot?
I'm a scholar, not a fisherman.
So, who took our boat? A ghost?
There must be a logical explanation. It's safe to say no ghost in the night stole our boat.
If you say so. But then who were you chasing after last night? A ghost?
Who dragged me through the mud last
Probably
night
all
is
in my head.
the more odd question. Ah. Done. Fastest draw in the West. What? She's not in the picture! That's some BM. Look, whether she's real or not, we see her, and we purposefully decided not to draw her.
Betty would have taken plenty of constitutionals here. She loves the outdoors.
Constitutionals?
She's a city girl.
I'm sure she gets tired of Manhattan. And when she was little, she loved playing in the garden back in Hanover, especially around the pond.
Are you alright?
I just miss her.
So, Betty's full name is Elizabeth. Lissy could be Lizzie, which is also a nickname for Elizabeth.
And how would I survive?
Hunt? Harvest? Forage? People have survived here for centuries. Why can't we?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I could learn. I'd start with goats. Goats can be eaten and milked. Probably not in that order.
Everyone is his sister. I'm just saying, I think that we're like, we miss our sister so much, we're imagining, like, child her.
Fretland and Son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph.
Just kidding.
Frederick and Simon Fretland.
Frederick Fretland and Son.
Johann's brother and nephew.
The Fretlands have their fingers in all the pies, including the only store in town.
Also the post office. They had a memorial service for the accident in the mine. On July 24th, in the village church.
For something that happened 20 years ago?
It still affected their lives. The telegraph is out of order.
Well, there goes my plan. NOSOS.
This was 2 years ago, but the notice is still up.
How can it take 2 years to get something like that fixed?
If they couldn't afford it? Or couldn't get anyone to come fix it?
This is starting to
really
feel
is
very,
awful.
like,
Here be dragons.
Silent
Or
Hill.
Draugans, I guess.
The ferry route is no longer operating.
Rats!
Mrs. Fretland already
Rats.
informed me in her letter.
I know. Still warrants a resounding rats.
I wonder why it stopped running.
Look around. How many people live here? 20? 30? That can't be enough for a ferry route.
Things got quieter after the mine closed down.
They need to move on and find something else to put their village on the map. Tobacco farming, maybe.
Can I go in here?
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you... Is that...
Betty's hat?
Come here. It's Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there.
This is my own personal hell.
Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm
I
not
know
sure
my sister's hat, Lissy. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
I really, went hard on that, huh? I'm such a gentle break and enterer. Surely one of these windows was left open, I say, pushing up my glasses.
Here's an
Oh,
open window.
Jesus, there actually
Easy
was one
for you to
open.
break the law. I approve.
It won't budge.
Put your back into it, my boy.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
Pull harder.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking... Whoops, Daisy.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap. Edward Charles Hardy. Distant. World traveler. Cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty.
I'm sure it'll tell me.
I hope you weren't here when...
Is this... blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's alright then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murder. Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
It's the same photograph as in the
Johann's
farmhouse, but
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... snip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
In this tiny town? Okay.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
S-O-S. Oh boy. If only this thing worked. You could order a boat
Seemed like
to
it was
come
trying
get
to
us.
make me sit.
Or, even better, order some hot grub. What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues?
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
Read.
It's from Simon. Casa. I don't know what that word means. Yai put it means I put. Knuckle is key.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could
I
you
also rent
possibly
Fluent
pick up
forever.
in a few months?
You know my mind. It's a sponge. Damnation.
Damnation.
Here.
Calm down, old boy. Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
Alright, okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into this...
Why would Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a list of undesirables?
Anyway. Alright, okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
So here's one thing that I do really like is that if we interrupt her, after we're done with the interruption, even if it's kind of stilted sounding, she's like, anyway, here's what I was saying, right? She finishes the thought, which is
Casa.
nice. Oh,
So
Casa.
that's what it means. Cash register. You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Wasn't there supposed to be a key? Where is it? Got it.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there.
My sweet girl.
Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann thought...
The mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us?
I know where it wants me
Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
go. No, stop. Wait. No, wait.
This way. I found it, Teddy. The cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute. Come on, it's an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoops-a-daisy.
What
this?
is
Where
that?
little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only... please look at me when I'm talking to you.
Sorry, shit.
Alright. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
I'm going to pee. You know what? It's this this mechanic of like when she's talking to you, you have to pay attention is starting to grow on me because it's so against what you do as a gamer. Like when you're playing a story game, you want to be double dipping, right? You want like to be getting the story, but to also be like walking around and looking at things. And I love that this game like it's not a design flaw. This is literally like, no, when you're having a conversation with Lissy, you stand there and you talk to Lissy, right? Like part of me kind of loves that. It's like really obnoxious in the moment when you're like, fuck, I just want to look at the fucking flowers. But I kind of love that she's like, what? I'm talking to you. Like, it's interesting. It's really interesting, actually. Okay. I will be right back. I'm going to go pee and grab my little sweatshirt. But I will see you guys in just a sec.
I was fine with the men who would come into her life now and again. I was fine, 'cause I knew that they didn't really matter until you. I was fine when you came, and we felt like it was all some silly game over her. Who'd you choose? After all those years, I never thought I'd lose. It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? One, and she chose you, and she loved you, and she's gone. It's over, isn't it? Why can't I move on? Fusion, freedom, her attention. Now in daylight, my potential, full precise, experimental. Who am I now in this world without her? Betty and Hope, love to doubt her. What does it matter? It's already done. I've got to be there for its son. It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? One, and she chose you, and she loved you, and she's gone. It's over, isn't it? Why can't I move on? It's over, isn't it?
We're back. Did you all pee? Did you stretch? Did you take your pill? Oh, fuck. I actually didn't take my pills. Wait, one more song. I'll be right back.
Take a moment to think, adjust. Flexibility, love, and trust. Take a moment to think, adjust. Flexibility, love, and trust. Here comes a thought that might alarm you. What someone said and how it harmed you. Something you did that felt to be charming. Things that you said are suddenly swarming. Oh, you're losing sight. You're losing touch. And all these little things seem to matter so much that they confuse you. I might
Okay.
lose you. Take a moment, remember
Okay. Here we go. Hi. Taking my pills. I'm taking my multivitamin, my birth control. It's happening. Just splashed myself in the eye. Okay. The bottle that my multivitamins are in, I think one of them burst in there. So like every time I dump one out, I get like a weird like film on my hand, like a weird like substance, and I'm like, the only thing that's in there is pills. So I'm pretty sure a pill just burst in there, but still weird. Okay, yeah, let's figure this out.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it.
Me
Can you
too.
move the rock aside?
A doll.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Or maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. It looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong in a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find
Do you
more
see how
clues.
sharp that like
Come on, old sport. It's not far.
it is
Can
weird.
you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath? Huh? Did you follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
Anywhere that an old bean can do a sick drawing. Another goat. What does it mean?
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One
Oh,
second.
Teddy Bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
Certainly high enough to kill a child.
If I had to go, this would be the way to do it. Soaring through the air like a bird.
And landing like a rock. If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up
Alice.
here in the
Okay,
first
never
place?
mind. Different name.
She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still... You're still out there. Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
There's a rumble in the jungle.
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
This is just ghastly. What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself? Sorry. Where are you going?
I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm
Okay,
here for
okay.
Betty.
Okay.
This is... It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Betty, Betty, Betty. Always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and... Ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
The fade to black.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Simplest solution he believes is often the correct one. The villagers believed
Any
Simon
for your
killed
thoughts?
Ruth. When tragedy befalls them, Edward thinks people tend to look for a scapegoat.
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, we just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there in the dark.
She's a tough cookie. You're Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
That she is.
Can I read this now? Yeah.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways.
They found.
Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Okay. Oh, there's a fire now. Yeah, can I look at this again?
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann or Anna, if they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so. And we know the sisters were close.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
Does it not matter what that book is?
Now that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls can linger. Especially if they died
There's
in...
no such thing as a soul.
Life force. Ghost. Whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The only ghosts are in our minds.
Says you.
Yeah, so Johann and Anna are the owners of this house. They had a daughter named Ruth. For everybody who's like, there are too many names. They had a daughter named Ruth. Johann's brother, Frederick, owned the mine with Johann. Frederick and his wife, Margaret, had a son named Simon. And Simon and Ruth were then cousins, and they were close. But apparently, Ruth died, either was pushed by Simon or fell off, or maybe something else, and died. And so then Johann and Anna believed that Simon killed Ruth. So Frederick and Johann had a falling out over the mine. they patched things up so that their kids could be friends. But then Ruth died. They believed that Simon killed her. And so then it was like even worse. Frederick went crazy believing that everybody in the town had turned against him during the mine thing, I guess. Labeled everybody as like traitors to him. So the whole town was just a mess, basically, is what it sounds like.
It's almost painful to look at this photograph now. Their whole world.
Yes, their
fell
younger
apart.
brother died in the mine, but the game keeps implying that
I can't bear
that's
to
not
think about it.
what drove them apart.
Do you think Simon killed Ruth?
It's not important what I think.
I don't know what to believe. Sometimes children do monstrous things.
The two brothers married twin sisters,
Oh.
Anna and Margaret Taylor. That's the Grovik Stave Church behind them.
All those hopes and dreams.
Two brothers married two
ground to
sisters?
dust
Okay.
by misfortune.
This letter finds you and your husband in good health. Thank you for the gracious invitation to stay in your home this October. I hope it will present no inconvenience to your family. I'm presently preparing for the Atlantic voyage on the SS Bergensfjord and plan to depart Boston later this month. I still had no word from my sister Elizabeth, though I hope she has made it to Gravik in the time since the last letter. If this is the case, and if at all possible, I would greatly appreciate receiving a cable with the news. If Elizabeth cannot compensate you for the cost, I will of course do so as soon as I arrive. In regards to the dates of my travels, I shall be arriving and via ferry from Bergen on October the 15th. I will. Something else, something else, something else. Oh my god, that fucking scared me. I forgot that there was a fucking mannequin in here.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
The game is pushing that she's imaginary so hard that part of me feels like she's not imaginary anymore. I don't know what to believe. But I think, but it's, whether she's imaginary or not, it's clear to me that Betty is dead. And we know that she's dead, but we've like rejected it so hard. And either Alice is like the part of our brain that knows the truth, that is trying to be like, she's dead, bud. Or Alice is legitimately just like our child companion who is like trying to also take care of us and like gently be like, maybe this isn't healthy, etc. Let's look at ourselves again. It's not weird.
You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
But there are other letters around the house. This view is very pretty. Oops. The view is very Norwegian. I need to move, man. Wait, why is that locked? Was that always locked? What the fuck? Ruth's room now that sheds more light? Her with treasure. Oh, all the brothers arguing and she's sad. Everybody at church after the brother died, maybe? Nieces? What? Why'd you put that in your kid's room? She was like, I just really like pigs and bears. Can I have it, please? And they were like, sure. This morning I had lemon juice and hot water with no sugar instead of tea. I also had half an apple and dry toast. I've been gaining weight lately. I read about this diet in the paper. It's apparently very popular in London, but I am dreadfully hungry and I crave fried eggs and sausages. We received an odd letter yesterday addressed to Johann. It's from an American gentleman, Mr. Edward Harden of Hanover, Massachusetts. The letter was well written and very polite. Mr. Harden received our information from the Ailsund police when he requested a contact in Gravik. I do wonder why they gave him Johann's name and not Frederick's. Perhaps because our dear Margaret is no longer with us and I am better prepared to respond in English than Frederick. Oh, did Margaret die? Did they already say that? Maybe they did. Mr. Harden inquired about his sister Elizabeth Harden, who's traveling on her own. Apparently she's a journalist. Imagine that, crossing the Atlantic Ocean to write about Norway. It sounds wonderful. The letter said Elizabeth telegraphed her brother from Ailsund to inform him that she planned to visit Gravik. Why she'd want to come to this dreary old place, I have no idea. There's nothing here worth writing about anymore. His sister has not arrived yet. If she had, I would have tired her out with questions about America, being a journalist, and traveling the world on her own. She sounds so interesting. I hope she does come, even though she will surely be bored out of her mind. I'll write Mr. Harden today. Johann is not comfortable writing letters, especially in English. He agrees we should invite Mr. Harden to stay here if he decides to come. After all, there are no guest houses at Gravik, and our spare room is rarely used. I have to admit, having a visitor from America sounds terribly exciting. This morning I had a boiled egg and buttered toast after Johann told me I was being silly and that I do not need to lose any weight, seeing as we're not in London and no one cares. There's so much. I wrote Mr. Harden to invite him to stay at the house if he decides to come. I'm terribly excited. I do worry for his sister. I wonder where she could be. There was an argument in the shop earlier today. Frederick was yelling at poor Astrid, claiming their goats had been grazing on his land. I wanted to speak up, but knew it would only make him angrier. Johann went across the fjord this morning to purchase some necessities, including new fabrics, and to pick up the post. The letters have been piling up in the store. I sometimes worry the world has completely forgotten about us. I finished another dress today. This one is for myself. There are no customers anymore. No one here needs another dress. It's been ages since we visited the city. I hardly know anyone there. And who would want their dresses made in Gravik when they can have one tailored in Ailsund? I feel lonely today. I miss my dear Margaret so much after all these years. I think Ruth is hiding something from me. She's been awfully secretive. She goes off on her own even more than usual, and her clothes are filthy. I don't mind her playing and exploring, of course. I always did regret Margaret and I not being allowed to run free when we were little. Ruth says she's looking for flowers and pretty rocks, and I shouldn't worry so much. Simon stopped by today with a gift for Ruth, a whole bar of chocolate. He's a sweet boy, but Frederick would be furious if he knew. I asked Ruth if she plays up by Frederick's farm or near the old mine. She promised that she doesn't. I've never had reason not to trust her, but I still feel she's hiding something. I looked at her drawings while she was out. She has such an imagination. We received another letter from Mr. Harden. He'll be here in October as planned. I look forward to having someone else to speak with, if only for a few days. Not that Johann isn't good company, but we have little to converse about outside our daily routines. There's been no sign of Mr. Harden's sister yet. If she left Ailsund weeks ago, where could she be? She may well have decided to stop along the way. We've heard nothing. But we so rarely speak with anyone outside Gravik these days. I do hope she's all right. I would hate for Mr. Harden to come all this way to no avail. Ruth is still being secretive. I know she's hiding something. One of these days I will follow her. No church service again today. The vicar hasn't been back since the memorial service in July. Johann believes he won't be back and that he has given up on Gravik like everyone else. I think I'm coming down with a cold. Someone damaged our boat during the night. That's the third one this month. Johann suspects Frederick, of course. I fear something is bubbling to the surface again after all these years. I'm not at all feeling well. I spent most of yesterday and today in bed. Ruth was sweet and brought me potato soup and tea with honey and milk. She's left us. Our dearest Ruth is gone. I can't believe it was Simon's doing. He too now is gone. And with him, all hope Gravik had left in it. Wait, what happened to him? Oops. So both of the kids are dead. It sounds like she also died of this sickness, probably. God, that's so creepy. Okay, sure.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Lissy?
Upstairs!
Okay.
Betty? Is that you? This is her room.
Hmm?
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then... nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic.
Melodramatic.
I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
I hate you sometimes. Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Primitive?
Ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet. She was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle. Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
What if Frederick killed her? Oh, that's fucked up, but like anybody killing this little girl is fucked up, you know.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
What an odd book for a child to have.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me, please.
Must I?
In Norwegian folklore, the appearance of Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a drowned mariner, heralds death. Draugen haunts the black seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester. But instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice. Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you... That's enough of that. It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
And your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you. She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth?
Or Draugen.
Ruth never finished this.
Forbandelson.
What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
Banelson.
Just kidding.
Curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy. It looks a bit like the Draugen in her book.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew... It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out. What is this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. Well, they belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
How would a child have these artifacts?
She's digging them up in the mine.
Playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She's a kid.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from, her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
Right.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things. There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
It's
She didn't
literally right
imagine
there.
Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic
This is
events.
what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad
Woman
thing.
getting ideas and
was
thinking,
troubled.
says
The village
Gaston,
was troubled,
the
and-
main character of this game.
Is that a bell?
Church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We
I
should be
told
careful.
you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this. Do you see anyone?
They must be inside the church.
Hiccups. Big ol' hiccups. Big ol' hiccups. Big ol' hiccups. Oh ho ho. Yeah, I'll go there eventually. Just give me a minute. Okay, we're done. Good drawing, everybody. Good sesh, good sesh, good sesh, good sesh. Alright, that fucking door. Okay. Okay.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
I just want to make sure that I take every opportunity to draw in this game. Why does it sound so different outside? Because walls are a thing. I get that. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't sound like how I thought the bell would sound. That's all. That's all. I'm not saying that there wouldn't be sound distortion from inside. I'm just saying it seems weird. That's all. That's all. Fuck me. It's not the same bell. I don't care what you say. That's not the same bell. This sounds like someone's, like, sitting next to me with cymbals and, like, flicking one of them. It must be the Draugen. Fuck.
July 24th. Memorial service. A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
Okay.
All these fresh graves. Do you think that maybe
No.
Betty...
I'd know.
But
You wouldn't understand. Elizabeth and I, we have a bond.
Your obsession with her is really great.
Oh, she's so mad.
The bell's still ringing.
let's check inside the church.
Why board up a church?
To keep the ghosts from escaping?
God,
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through.
nature, not God.
Who did this?
Someone who'd lost their faith.
Can you peek through the boards? See anyone?
No,
Listen! The bell! They're still in there!
very dark over there.
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me
I'm
the
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. Didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet. Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that.
Just looking for a place to sit and draw.
What's this rope for?
The bell.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I don't see any other bells.
So you have to stand here and pull this rope to ring it.
Yes.
But there was no one here. You didn't see anyone, right?
No. No one.
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Telling you. It's ghosts.
Lissy.
Her gloves.
Betty's gloves. They are definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
Pete's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she... She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make sense.
Breadcrumbs.
True.
She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves. Her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a
Betty
labyrinth.
will have left more crumbs.
Betty, you're turning into such a pill. What happened here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their fate, the church book, a record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And, Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead...
Her name would be in the book.
Vandals. Tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look.
Hmm.
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
I've never seen you read the Bible before.
For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes. Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic. Isn't this a fire hazard?
They're not always lit. Each candle represents a single prayer.
That's a lot of prayers.
There were a lot of deaths.
Okay.
How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me. What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
Tilly Verandra.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses
Yes.
Johann and Frederick directly. But I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us.
Damn. That's some heavy shit.
Sounds like Grovik was split in two. Between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements.
We were right.
Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are. Found another one. You get it. It's right here. Just one more page missing.
It's not fair for me to have a
What are you
competition
doing?
with a
We're
girl
in a church.
who literally can't
Thought you
pick the
didn't believe
pages
in
up
God.
because she
I do
isn't
believe in
real.
civility.
The final dinner.
The Last Supper.
The final
New
dinner.
Testament.
Amazing.
I pick up on things. Most folks aren't heathens, like you. Two for two. A tie. Good job, Teddy. Old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Of horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Bitty, bitty, bitty. Will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll stop trying to cheer you up.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the third Fretland brother. The one who died in the cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
More.
Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For a
Traitor.
Edward? What's wrong?
Final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty,
It doesn't mean she's...
she's not dead. She can't be. I know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going? Don't leave me!
Where is it? You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you. I don't see it. They all look the same. Ah.
What am I gonna do? Dig it up? Is that the plan?
doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister like
Or
that.
what? Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just leave me be.
Fine.
Lizzie? Alice? Come back. Don't leave me alone. Please. Come back. I need you.
What does us mean?
I was afraid you'd left me. Now listen to me. No! Lizzie.
Yeah, I think it was really obvious because he knows that he knows she's not real.
Lizzie, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you meant it. Everything's always about Betty. Betty, Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
Oh.
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
You think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything? Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable. Lizzie. Alice. No! What are you doing?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please, listen. Hear me out. Don't do this. You can't do this to me. I need you. I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't, please, don't, no. What? No! Oh, Alice. What have you done? Please, be all right. Please don't.
You make me sick, Edward.
What?
Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They
What
did
the
not
fuck?
think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No, I never
What? What?
Wake up, Edward.
I don't want to see this weird angel statue all the
Stop
time.
hiding. Without us, you are nothing. You cannot hide from us.
Where's Lissy?
Alice is not here.
Bring her back. Please. I need her.
Alice does not love Elizabeth like you do.
She loves me.
Not like I do, Edward.
I'm so tired. Please.
What do you want?
I think of you so often. You have no idea.
You just want me to forgive you so that we can keep looking for your precious, perfect Betty.
She needs us.
She never needed you, Teddy Bear. And she certainly doesn't need us.
I can't find her on my own.
That's just too bad, my darling Edward. Because we're done playing second fiddle to little sis.
Wait, don't go. I'm talking to you, Lissy. Oh.
I know this is a terrible spot, but I really have to pee again. I really have to pee again. Can we take another break? Now we can all marinate on like what the fuck is going on in this game for a minute. Okay, great. Be right back.
If this is how we fall apart, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You've got nothing and nothing and nothing and nothing to fear. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Here comes the thought that might alarm me. What someone said and thought on me. Something I did that failed to be charming. Things that I said are suddenly swarming. And oh, I'm losing sight. I'm losing touch. All these little things seem to matter so much that they confuse me. That I might lose me. Take a moment, remind yourself to take a moment and find yourself. Take a moment and ask yourself if this is how we fall apart. But it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I've got nothing, or nothing, or nothing, or nothing to fear. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And it was just a thought, just a thought, just a thought, just a thought, just a thought. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We can watch, we can watch, we can watch, we can watch them go by. From here, from here, from here. Take a moment to think, adjust. Flexibility, love, and trust. Take a moment to think, adjust. Flexibility, love, and trust.
dig that. That's fun. It's good shit. Guys, how far along into this game are we? Are we like halfway? Or further than that? I'm just curious whether or not we have a fighting chance in hell of finishing this game before the end of the stream. I finished it in 3 hours. Oh, okay. So we might be good. Okay, can't look at anything anymore.
Please. Lissy, listen. You can't keep vanishing on me.
Try me.
Why are you so angry?
You do not know anger, Edward.
Jesus, I hate you. This is so awkward.
Father.
Alice does not want to speak with you.
And what about you? Are you going to help me?
God helps those who help themselves.
I don't need God's help. I need Lissy.
Do you, though? Did you ever?
What? Of course, Don't go. Alice, hear me out. I depend on you both.
You can never depend on other people, Edward.
I'm not sure you count as other people.
Everyone leaves, one way or another.
You don't. You can't.
Is that a challenge?
Stop playing games.
Are you ordering me, teddy bear?
I'm asking you.
Didn't your father always tell you to stand up for yourself? To be a real man and not a sissy? Maybe that's why he put the gun to his head and pulled the trigger. Kaboom! He was so disappointed about what his only son had turned into.
You're a monster.
Takes one to know one. Old fruit.
So both of his parents committed suicide?
I gave you this jacket. Betty. You were here.
Okay, that's actually pretty funny.
Lissy, I'm tired of chasing you. Alice, be reasonable. I'm trying to talk to you. Lissy, look. Her jacket. I'm sure it wasn't here yesterday, which
Jesus
means
Christ,
Betty was
Teddy.
here. Perhaps when we were out yesterday.
Betty
She must
Bit.
have-
Betty.
You love Betty more than you love us. But don't you see? What has Betty done that we haven't? What can she do that we cannot? We've always been there for you. Why do you keep looking for her?
She's real. You're not.
So?
What?
Jesus, I hate
You
that.
decide what is real. We are real to you.
We'll never be the same.
She does not want you.
Who are you talking
Why
about?
do you think Betty left? She was sick and tired of us. She wanted to escape.
Like mother.
Drowning herself because she couldn't stand being around us.
Like father.
Bang! Right in the coconut.
Stop.
You drive them all away, Edward. All into death.
Not us. We're always here for
I
you.
beg you.
You are never alone.
Stop! Leave me alone, both of you!
You want to be alone?
You really want to be alone?
fine. You're alone.
Good.
I think it's interesting. You remember when I was like, oh, I kind of hated the mechanic where they made you like pay attention to her, and then I like came around to really liking it, and now that's for a completely other reason that happened, you know? Yeah, I'm very worried that that Betty's in the locked room.
Lissy!
Oh God! Oh, it's dark. Oh. I just stepped out the door and passed out.
Betty? Elizabeth? Is that you?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that the locked room? Okay. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't like a new page that said like Betty, 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 and like like all over the page or something crazy.
Betty? Betty! Are you in there? Open the door! I'm coming in! Stand away from the door! Betty? No! No, 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 no! Oh.
Yeah, she died of the sickness.
Thank you. I thought it was you, Betty. But who?
Anna, for sure.
Anna.
She was sick. Who locked the door?
It's from Johann, addressed to his wife. Did you notice the handwriting, Betty? He was clearly distraught. Knock ere knock. Enough is enough. After decades of strife, I pray that God will... Tilly, forgive me. I am tired of secrets. For 20 years I've kept my silence about our discovery, but my silence has only led to misfortune And my cowardice has only led to death. I will make Frederick pay for what he has done to us, for what they have done to our Ruth. When it is over, I will let the ocean take me to you and Ruth. May God forgive me. And I was already dead when he wrote this. He had no one else to confess to. What now, Betty? Johann went to confront his brother, probably at Frederick's farm. And then? You said this was a gift from another unlucky suitor. It was precious to you. You wouldn't have left it here unless... a signpost. A breadcrumb.
Yes.
You followed Johann to Frederick Fretland's farm, and then to the mine. You wouldn't let this go, Betty. You'd follow your story to the end. All the way to the end.
Your story? There's so many confusing things about the way that we talk about it. Like, was Betty ever real? Oh, I don't know. I feel like that mirror is going to be a big thing. At some point, I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm a different person. Okay.
So where is Frederick's farm? The gate. Frederick's warning. The path leads to his farm. The farm is on the way to the mine, isn't that so, Betty? You to this place. All these fragments. You'd piece them together into a story, wouldn't you, Betty?
I guess she was a journalist.
So, what do we know?
So it's like her story as a journalist.
Johann and Frederick are partners, and on good terms. Something happens in the mine. Disagreements lead to a falling out. And at the end of it all, 20 years later, Johann walks this path to confront Frederick. Was this your doing, Johann? Did you burn your brother's farm to the ground? And where were you, Betty? Did you witness their fall?
Unlock? Is it that easy?
What do you reckon, Betty?
As a side note, we really can't stand to be alone. We're talking to Betty now. Although I guess if you've like always had like a dissociation sort of thing, I don't know. You're not used to ever being like actually alone, like mentally, you know? But I don't know.
Simon's grave. Born December 5th, 1909. Died September 17th, 1923. The safe. Frederick would choose numbers that meant something to him. Why bury Simon here and not at the cemetery? If the village blamed him for Ruth's death,
Maybe they wouldn't let him.
you could really use your imagination, Betty. You'd figure this out in no time.
Yo, are we gonna dig this up? There's a shovel over there.
Let's try Simon's birthday.
Oh.
Another Viking artifact, Betty. Most likely from the same treasure Ruth found. Postmarked in Boston. That's a curious coincidence. Dear Frederick, I hope this letter, it's in English, Betty. Hope this letter finds you and the boy in good health. We're concerned about you both. No word from you
No
for
word,
almost 2 years now. All of us still heartbroken about Margaret's passing. We know things have been difficult for you and Simon. Mr. Fretland, we expect you to take care of this problem. If the discovery is made public, the authorities will intervene and the mine will be shut down.
Oh, shit.
Should this happen, we will consider it a breach of our contract, and we will withdraw our investment. You and your brother will be responsible for all debts and losses. Johann must be convinced to wall up the chamber. We have already dealt with the worker who made the discovery.
The younger brother? Oh, fuck.
The Fretland Mining Company. I wonder what this unlocks.
What the fuck?
You went to the mine. I hope our guardian angel watched over you. All right, Betty. So what happens next in your story? Johann and Frederick discover something in the mine. A cave or chamber of archaeological value. They argue about what to do. If the discovery is made public, it's the end of their enterprise. Johann is convinced or paid to walk away. Their secret stays hidden. Then, a few months later, the accident. 3 men die. The investors pull out. The mine shuts down. Frederick's up to his neck in debt. cursed mine in Grovik? Locals struggle with bad crops and livestock deaths and blame it on... They thought they were cursed because of the mine. A thing like that becomes self-fulfilling. If you believe you're cursed, every misfortune feeds the delusion.
I remember when we were drawing goats earlier.
So, 20 years pass.
Answer is beast born from the wreckage of the mine.
The Fretland feud tears the village apart, setting neighbor against neighbor. It's a catalyst. Old grievances resurface. No matter who you stand with, you're a traitor. Things escalate. More people die. From disease, despair, suicides, murder. Because of the mine. Because of what they found there. And what they covered up. There was no one to stop it, Betty. They were alone. That's the real curse of Grovik. Isolation. This place is cursed. Ridiculous.
Oh, the doll head.
Ruth was here the day she fell. Something spooked her, and then she ran all the way to the cliff where... Do you know what happened, Betty? Did you witness it?
Am I crazy? Did it just say climb somewhere? Yeah, I think I am. Okay. It's cursed thread, more like cursed head. Nice.
Hello? Betty, are you in there? Please answer me.
That's the loading symbol.
Betty,
Oh.
this is Mother's
Never mind.
brooch. You always wore this. You wouldn't take it off unless... You left it here for a reason.
For
What
me?
am I not seeing?
Damn it. What? The bird flying out of there is causing the whole fucking thing to collapse? It was a load-bearing bird. Oh, shit. Well.
Betty?
Bettis?
Elizabeth?
Elizabetty?
Is that you?
Edward? Where are you?
I'm on my way, Betty. Wait for me.
I think that did pop up earlier, but it was by accident.
Stay where you are. I'm coming.
Edward, where are you?
I'm on my way.
It's locked again. Okay, whatever.
Edward, please, hurry!
I'm coming, Betty.
I swear to God, if it leads us all the way to the water and a dragon just eats us, I'm gonna shit myself.
I'm
Oh,
almost there. Just stay put.
Please, Edward, hurry! Oh, Edward, hurry!
I'm coming.
it's gonna lead us to the mannequin.
I'm in here.
Thank God. Thank God.
Elizabeth, there you are. Finally. You have no idea how long I've been looking for you. You had me so worried. I
It's Betty. He knows her so well. Her scarf, her hat, her gloves. She's all there.
Look. Your brooch. Mother's brooch. You must have lost it at the mine. Let me put it on for you, Betty. I wouldn't want you to lose it again.
It was the fucking I'm telling you.
She's been dead for 30 years, Edward. Elizabeth was never here. But we didn't come for her. We came for Johann, and Anna, and Frederick, and Simon, and Ruth. We're here to tell their stories.
No. Elizabeth. She's here.
You know Betty died when she was a baby.
Then who the fuck is
drowned
that
in
person?
the pond. And you found her. You were just 11. You carried her to your mother. And your mother,
She hated you for that.
she could never forgive you for bringing her baby to her. And you could never forgive yourself for what she did after. You always forget this. Because you don't want to be alone. So you bring Betty back. Again and again. To New York. To Boston. To the house. But always just out of reach. Never quite there. The scent of her. The echo of her. But never really her. And all it does is make you lonelier. But the thing is, Edward, You're never alone.
Because you have us.
Us.
And you'll always have us. Betty's... She was never there for you. She couldn't be. You can't lose us. We're a part of you.
Forever. And ever. And ever.
But you need to let Betty go now. There's not room for all of us in there.
I couldn't save you, Elizabeth.
Who is this? Who is this picture of? To my biggest fan, best wishes. Greta Gaynor? Oh my god.
It is as painful to wake from a vision as it is to be born anew.
Huh. I keep waiting for this mirror to be significant, but it's not.
Goodbye, Betty.
There was nothing that... Oh, I didn't even touch it. It's fine. Bye.
Are you up? Come outside. It's a beautiful day.
Had your noodle juice yet?
I might be weaned off the stuff.
Boo. Don't lose your taste for tea, old fruit. It keeps you human. We have unfinished business.
We do?
The final piece of the puzzle.
Ruth.
Come on. Let's go back to where it started. We have an appointment with a ghost.
Oh, just gonna take us there. Sick.
Such an amazing view, isn't it? And the air. Ugh. Why did we come here, Teddy?
To Grovik. Well. The letter to Frederick.
The one you found in his safe. From Boston.
I may have overheard a conversation somewhere. Paid it no attention, but the name stuck. And Betty... And I spun a story around it that put us on this path.
Do you really believe that? I mean, how often are you around people?
Some places have gravity.
What are you saying? Gravewick's gravity pulled us across the Atlantic Ocean?
Grovik. No, I'm not saying that. That's irrational.
But you believe it, don't you? That we were summoned to tell their story.
To find my sister.
But Betty's not. She was never here. It doesn't make sense.
I'm a man of science. I don't know what to believe.
And yet, here we are. All three of us.
Is this what you wanted to show me?
I wanted to be close to her. Do you believe in ghosts, Edward?
You know I don't.
Well, you've been chasing one for years.
That's different.
What about me? Us.
You're not ghosts. You're alive.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, is it?
So what really happened to Ruth?
She was probably murdered.
By Simon?
No. I don't believe it was Simon.
Then who? Frederick? The hanged man? Someone else?
Does it matter?
Maybe not. So she ran from the mine. And she came here. And then someone pushed her? If only she had wings. Like a bluebird. She could have soared away on autumn winds. But why was she killed?
Because of what she found.
Someone wanted the treasure. Or wanted to make sure no one else would find it. So instead, they cursed this place. And the curse killed everyone. Including the murderer. I hope she's at peace. And with God. Do you think that's where everyone's gone?
He doesn't. Here's the thing though. Like these two personalities that he has, right? He has Alice, who is like a supplement for the sister that he never had, right? And then he has this like angel that obviously represents like some like heavy religious weight. So he like leans really, really hard into like, I don't believe in that. I don't have any like spiritual faith that way at all. I'm a man of science, right? But there's obviously like a part of him that worries that he's wrong. But I think he would say this regardless.
Dad, I don't believe there's anything more to it than that. But there's comfort in oblivion. And we won't be alone. We'll never know what happened to everyone in Grovik.
We tried our best. We'll remember them. All of them. Maybe that will give them some peace in oblivion. Could this be your book, Edward? The one you've been wanting to write? A story about people who are isolated. Left behind by the world. You can give them all a proper ending. With no annoying loose threads. Edward! Is that...
Our boat? But how?
Who cares? Let's catch it before it sets out on another adventure.
I don't understand how this can be.
Draugen got tired of sailing around in it and brought it back to us.
It must have been the wind.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, teddy bear. Let's blouse, while the weather's still good.
I need my suitcase.
So get a wiggle on, old boy. I'm going to say my goodbyes to all the things. I don't think we'll be back. Meet you at the house.
My goodness. Righty-ho. No rush. We have all day.
No rush. Is that the game's way of being like, so if there's any drawings you didn't do? I don't know. How many drawings are there? Have I been up this way? Yeah, none of the twists in this game were things that we didn't kind of see coming. There were like elements of the twist where I was like, oh. But I didn't foresee the bird destroying the mine. That's fair. I guess, yeah, I'm also dissatisfied with not knowing what actually happened to Ruth. But... Goat. But I guess what they're saying is, like, the point isn't about what happened to Ruth, necessarily. Oh, what's over here? What's this? Oh no. Another body. The point isn't supposed to be what happened to Ruth. It's about how, like, this isolated town let one I can't draw. Okay. This isolated town basically, like, tore itself apart. Right? I think that's supposed to be what the point is. What? It won't let me hop down from here? Oh, fuck me. Okay, fine. I'll go the whole way back. I have all day, after all. Just wanted to see if there were more drawings I could do, but maybe I did them all. I keep hoping that something batshit insane will happen. I mean, it's beautiful. And I like the concept. But yeah, I think there are things that they could have developed on a bit more. But it's a short game, right? So... I mean, we could just live here.
Come on, Teddy. Pack your things. I'll meet you by the boat.
Do you never sit still?
Don't be a wet blanket. Let's make like the wind and get out of here.
Oh, that's her vanishing. Got it. Don't. Just leave it. Thank you. The other thing I couldn't completely understand was whether or not, like, is this a Memento situation where I've multiple times been told by my own brain, by Lissy, that Betty's dead? And every time I'm like, right, Betty's dead. But somehow I like... I'm just gonna leave that dead body in there? Okay. I thought maybe if I went to look back at it, the game would be like, we should bury this person. Can I play it again? But she didn't specifically say that, like, we... She said that we always concoct a reason for Betty to be in a new place, right? Not necessarily that I've ever settled on and come to the realization that Betty doesn't exist.
Come on, let's go. Row, Teddy, row. The water's still cold.
It's a fjord, Lissy, and it's almost winter.
There'll be snow when we get back to Hanover.
The house will be warm.
Are we going to be all right, Edward?
I think so.
Okay. Ah. Okay. It doesn't want me to look anymore. This game was not what I was expecting at all. Same. I thought that the game... Jane Perry as Betty and the entity. The entity is our other personality, I guess. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be as much of a... I hate the term walking simulator. I think it's used to, like, discard games a lot. But I didn't expect it to be so, like, you walk here, you click this, you walk here, you click this, you walk here, you click this, right? I thought that there would be a little bit more, like, investigation stuff going on. But it was... I guess it would be more closely related to, like, a kinetic novel, maybe. I thought that they did some really interesting stuff, though. Again, like, the whole, like, you have to, when Lissy's talking to you, you have to be paying attention to her. And how the reveal of what she is and what's going on there wound up, like, making that a really interesting mechanic or, like, part of the game. Yeah, the Draugen was, like... the curse, right? Because dragons are like obsessed with treasure, aren't they? Or like maybe their treasure. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what it said. But shit got disturbed, right? And then people started dying. The implication being that anybody who knew about what they had found had to die. So people like started to turn up dead. And it became like a self-fulfilling prophecy, basically. That like all of the deaths had to be part of the curse. Oh, right. That's right. It was like a drowned, like, seafarer. I remember that now. Okay, I got confused. It was just a tragedy. That's all it was. They're all just tragedies. It's Betty because she drowned. Oh, shit. Betty is the Draugen because she drowned as a baby and has been haunting him for his whole life. Somehow Ruth knew this? What do you mean? She had books with dragons in them in her room. That's why she was drawing them. So there will be another one. What's it going to be about? Now that he... Does he have more things to learn about himself? Him and his imaginary friends solving crimes. I guess so. I guess so. What time is it, y'all? I don't have my phone on me. 1:20. It's a Detective Pikachu crossover. Yeah, the mirror didn't mean anything. I thought for sure eventually we were going to look in the mirror and there was going to be somebody else there. Edward's life sounds so depressing. I mean, yeah, he's been in like a deeply dissociative state. Also, because we decided that Betty's a journalist. At some point, he decided that that was the thing. Is he a journalist? What is he? He's like, I'm a man of science. What does that mean? What was our job? I mean, I guess they couldn't. Well, I guess they could have. I was gonna say they couldn't really make it so that the like spooky elements were real, because the whole game was about revealing to yourself what was real and what isn't as the character, right? And sure, we could have said like, oh, well, it's all in his head. Like he's making all of it up. But if the game was set up to be that he's like learning about himself and coming to terms with the fact that he's been chasing like a fake person his entire life, then I don't think that the game could have real supernatural elements in it. Right? Because the game is like about coming to terms with reality. Yeah, I think he's a writer too. I don't know if I think he's a journalist, but like at the end she was like, "Are you finally going to write your book?" and all of that. So I wonder if we are like a freelance writer. The goat did it. Sure, that's fair. We could have had way more like what's real. What is real? Yeah. What was with the drawing? Which drawing? Which one? The little girl did a bunch of them. I know, there were goats everywhere. Scapegoats, so to speak. And ravens, yeah. A bird literally caved in the entire mine. So there's that. The goats stared at us a lot. Oh, his drawings. I don't know. That was kind of a strange thing that was only relevant for a small portion of the game. And we probably didn't get all of the drawings, but it didn't seem like they were important. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, hold on. I'm going to look at the achievos. There are 5 achievements we didn't get. What? It won't let me see them. Unbelievable. We got the ones that are just from like playing the game, and then we got one for playing the piano. But there are 5 that we didn't get. What are they? Probably for different decisions. There aren't any decisions to make in the game. The game is completely linear. We don't make any choices in this game. Maybe one for feeding into the madness more. But we didn't... I don't feel like the game gave us any choices that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but... Hold on. Achievements. What the fuck? I'm trying to figure out if I can see the achievements another way. Picking that Ruth was murdered instead of an accident, but I doubt that changed anything. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, is that maybe there's a way to... Maybe the game gives you an achievement if you choose what really happened, but that would negate the idea that how Ruth died wasn't important. What happened to the town was what was important. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know. Finding all the goats. Maybe. Maybe. There's an achievement for talking to Alice whenever possible. Okay, that's definitely one we missed because I ignored Alice a lot at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I assume there's one for like doing all of the drawings. I think I probably missed drawing spots. Doing all of the drawings. There's one for talking to Alice. Okay. There's an achievement for going into Ruth's room at the end. Shit. I should have gone in there. The only room I wanted to go in was Anna's because her dead body was still just chilling in that house. And we made such a big deal about, like, I get that the other guy was hanging. And, like, that was fucked up. But, like, we unburied that one dude's face and didn't cover it back up. And we left Anna's body just sitting in bed to, like, decompose. Like, I was like, why aren't we... I cared so much about burying this guy. But we didn't bury Anna. I don't understand. One is called Lissy's Getting a Bit Tired of You, Teddy Bear. Interesting. I wonder what that one is. Yeah, it's whatever. There's an achievement for waiting 30 minutes in the boat. Amazing. Okay. I'll call it there then. We'll read off the event list and then I'll send you guys over to somebody else. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm so glad that we finished it. I missed fun times. I'm going to catch the VOD. Yeah, it was a short game. It was a short game, so can definitely watch it all in one go. Oh my gosh, we got lots of biddies. Bro Manatee, PZN, Kim Dead, and Loving Fox. All of you, thank you very much for the biddies. Kim Dead, thank you for the 31 months. Tobias for the 33 months. Avi, thank you for gifting a sub to Vulgar Puppy. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you, Avi. Radish Plays, thank you for the 10 months. Con435 for the 51. Black Dynamite for the 37. Rebecca Snow for the 13. Dane1, thank you for the 5. Dakiana for the 44. Decepticon Skywarp for the 11. Clockwork Cook for the 7. Virtual Head for the 5. I am Glembo for the 2. Little Toad, thank you very much for the biddies. Karmic Guide for the 11. Bonus B for the 3. CSI 71 for the 5. Odd Lover for the 5 as well. GFY 9001. Thank you so much for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. I hope it's been a great year with us. Master Short Pants, thank you for the 14. PV North for the 46. Hoflax, thank you for gifting a sub to Cheese Crisp. Cheese Crisp, welcome to the Katogangu. Thank you, Hoflax, for that. Roasty Toasties, thank you for the 5. Avi and Pyromaniac, thank you so much for more biddies. I appreciate it. Pyro, thank you for the 4 months. I haven't been in streams for a while because of school and work. They got on top of me, but I had a free evening. I thought I would come say hi. Thank you very much. If you're still here, I appreciate it, dude. Button Lynn, thank you for the 11. Ravelin, thank you for the 3. Rabu, thank you for the 5. Mrs. Geek for the 18. About to pop open my Cry Cut machine. What Doog emote should I make first? Oh my gosh. That's up to you. That's up to you. I'm a big fan of Doog Rip. I don't know why. I've always loved it. Rock the Knights, thank you for the 17. Druid Dust and Sneaky Invader, both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you for the primes. Manwin, thank you for the 51. Null Rush for the 51 as well. Riker 4, thank you for the 26. I love all the interesting games you play. I loved Plague recently. Thank you for all the content. Thank you for watching. Tarthalinor, thank you for the 7 months. Night for Light, thank you for the 8. Talismaniac, thank you for the 51. 14 Mystic Dildos for the 13. Eagle Fang for the 32. And Anonymous Cheerer, thank you so much for all of the biddies. And Eric42, thank you so much for the host right at the end here. Let's see. Who is Strammerin'? Let's see. Let's see. Is Anonymous Cheerer a bot? I don't know. I think your kitty wants out. Oh, she definitely does. I'll let her out in a minute. Let's see. Who's doing what? Let's go say hi to Joe. I'm gonna send you guys over to my buddy Joe. Go say hi. And I will see you guys next time. Next stream will be tomorrow night. So if you would like to tune in for that, that would be amazing. Otherwise, I'll see you next time I see you. Okay? Bye-bye, guys.